Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you this evening to our very special call for the Vacation Priceline Project. This is our Pastors and Bishops call. We host it every Thursday evening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our keynote partner on this call, who set this call up for the delivery tonight, will be none other than Executive Diamond, Pastor Anthony Knox. My name is Troy Mitchell. I have the privilege of hosting the roll call and welcoming all our special guests on this call this evening. I'm a national executive out of the Philadelphia marketplace, and I'm so excited about this platform and this project that my partners and I have the opportunity to expand nationwide as well as globally. You're going to hear from some very special people tonight who are going to share with you an impartation of information that's been life-changing for so many people over the last 18 months that this project has been in place. More importantly, over the last 9 months that my partners and I have taken hold and just run with this project. So I'm going to get out of the way of greatness, and I'm going to introduce to you our keynote speaker tonight. I have a tremendous amount of respect for this gentleman. He's not only a pastor, but he's a husband, he's a father, he's a businessman and an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur pastor, and he understands business, he understands people. He leads his business with passion for helping other people win in a losing economy. And when he first took a look at this project, folks, he didn't hesitate. It made sense to him. We'll hear his story tonight. But more importantly, he has eclipsed the ranks in this business, has become an executive diamond. You're going to find out what that means tonight. And that just means that he's been profitable in his business. He's hit rank of much respect. He's become the first diamond pastor in this organization. He will not be the last. He has a passion for helping pastors change their lives with this project. I'm going to get out of the way of greatness tonight and ask if Pastor Anthony Knox is on the line. Pastor Knox, you're on the line with us.
Yes, sir, Mr. Troy. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Take it away.
Okay, sir. Well, first of all, man, I'd just like to thank you for hosting this call. Just feeling, being willing to step up. Miss Bridget Thomas, who normally helps me by hosting this call, I spoke with her through text today. She's just getting out of the hospital. So, guys, we want to just continue to lift Bridget Thomas up. She's just been that person that's helped me as I have launched this call. And I want to thank you, Troy, for being that leader, that leader that you are, that servant leader, to jump in and actually, be willing to help me with this call. Once again, my name is Pastor Anthony Knox. I'm the pastor of the Embassy Church, a church that I started 16 years ago in Greensboro, North Carolina. I also own a company called Manna System. And about 9 months ago, I was invited to a meeting, and I was introduced to vacation travel. Within 15 minutes of seeing, this opportunity, I immediately pulled out my debit card and I actually joined. And the reason why I joined is because, as a pastor, I saw something that was fitting into my lifestyle. I was already traveling. I was traveling as a pastor. I was traveling as a professional with my business. I was also traveling, in my personal life with my family. And when I saw this vacation opportunity, and when I saw that by partnering with Vacation, that they were going to give me my own travel portal powered by Priceline. And instead of going to Kayak, instead of going to Booking.com, instead of going to Expedia, I could actually go there and book the travel that I was actually doing already. And something that was going to happen that wasn't happening was going to be able to qualify to get 65 to 75% commission back on travel that I was doing anyway. I went in and took a test, a 2-hour test, to become a certified travel agent, and that qualified me to get 75% back on the travel that I was doing based on the company's profit. I also gained access to being a part of a travel club. When I got introduced to vacation travel a week before I was introduced, I was in Montego Bay on my first all-inclusive trip. And that same trip that I took, 4 days, 3 nights, we now have it in our back office that's costing about $300 per person. Back then, it was $1,600 for me and my wife. That was about $1,000 savings. So getting access to the travel clubs, getting access to resorts and condos, over 5,500 resorts and condos around the world, it just made sense for me as a pastor. And if you're on this call tonight, whether you're a bishop, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a musician, whether you're a minister, the first thing I want to speak to is the fact that, listen, guys, I did not want to be a part of anything else as it pertains to direct sales or anything like that, because I had been, introduced to, multiple different things. But when I saw this vacation opportunity, because of travel, because of timing, because of the team leadership, and because it was actually, travel, it just made sense to me. And, since then I've gotten involved, and as Troy said, I became the first pastor to hit Diamond and Vacation Travel, so I'm leading the way. And one of the things I want to speak to tonight is that I respect what you guys do. When I'm talking to people about how to approach a pastor, how to approach a bishop, I coach people, I train people, and I let them know, hey, listen, do not approach a pastor, do not approach a bishop trying to get to their congregation. One of the things I realized as I started building this business, if it made sense to me, then it was going to make sense to other pastor friends of mine and other bishop friends of mine. And many of them are on the call tonight. So I started reaching out to them. And lo and behold, they wanted, take advantage of saving money in travel. And they wanted to take advantage of getting the tax breaks that owning a home-based business would do. But then when they also saw that we could actually make money on sharing this opportunity with people, it just absolutely made sense to me, and it made sense to them. And since then, we built a team that probably has about anywhere from 40 to 50 bishops and pastors on our team, throughout the United States and even internationally. And so we're just excited about that. With Vacation Travel, we have the most aggressive compensation plan that I've ever seen in any direct sell company. And I'm not going to get into all that tonight because I know you can get back with the person, who invited you on this call. What this call is all about is it gives me the opportunity to add validity to why a bishop, why a pastor should actually join or take a look at Vacation Travel. It just makes sense. It fits into our lifestyle. It fits into what we're already doing. And why not get compensated, for what we're already doing? But tonight, I just really want to take the time to talk about, guys, it's time that we take control of our own financial outcome. One of the things I'm excited about Vacation Travel and the compensation plan is the residual income component. When I pastoring my church, yes, I get a salary and things like that. But one of the things I'm looking for is I'm looking to build residual income. And with Vacation Travel, we actually have 6 ways that we build residual income. And one of the things I'm excited about residual income is that if I was to stop pastoring, if I was to stop preaching, guess what? My check would stop. But in this vehicle called Vacation Travel, as I build it, I'm actually building a residual income flow. And it's actually helping me take control of my financial future. Yes, this vehicle is actually helping me take control of my financial future. I was on my way to Martinsville, Virginia to a travel party with a team of mine there at a church, one of the biggest churches in Martinsville, Virginia. And when I actually looked into my back office and, the company actually paid our residual checks 6 days early, when I saw that 4-digit check that I've built over the last 9 months, it just really made me, my why just grow as pertains to Vacation Travel. Not just to save money on travel, but to make money on travel and to build a residual income. Residual income is all about you do something one time and you can possibly get paid for it for the rest of your life. And that's what this is all about. It's all about having an instrument. When we read in the Bible, everybody who did anything mighty for God, they had something in their hands. And those of you that are on the call tonight, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a bishop, if you were to stop preaching, if you're a musician on the call, if you would stop playing, if your paycheck stopped, what would happen to your family? I want you to take that into consideration. And so what I've done in my own life, and other pastors and other bishops have joined in with me, we've actually got an instrument in our hand that's going to allow us to take control of our financial income. Maximizing the 4 ways we make money. There's earned income, and then there's leverage income. We have that with Vacation Travel. But then there's also residual income. You do something today and you actually can get paid for it for the rest of your life. And so we're just really excited about this opportunity. It's really catching momentum as it pertains to the body of Christ. Guys, the church is always behind the world, but this is a kingdom opportunity. The kingdom is before the church. The kingdom is always bigger than the church. It's older than the church. and it's always ahead of the church. And Vacation Travel is a kingdom opportunity. It is an instrument that's literally changing lives. I'm just so excited that I was listening to people log on to this call from California to Georgia to Florida. It's changing pastors' lives. It's changing bishops' lives. It's changing musicians' lives. Why? Because we're able to take control of our financial future. And one of the things I love about residual income as pertains to Vacation Travel, guys, if I died, if I stopped, pastoring, 9 times out of 10, that's going to affect my family. But with Vacation Travel, with this residual income, it's willable. It can be passed on to my children. I have 3 beautiful kids, and I want to obey Proverbs 13:22, which says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So it not only helps me take control of my financial future personally, but it's also put me in the driver's seat to help take control of my kids' financial future. And so, guys, I have a special guest tonight. I just don't want to do all the talking tonight. This is a wonderful opportunity. It's about timing. Before I started my pastor's call, there was an awesome woman of God who is the #1 female income earner in Vacation Travel. She was doing a call. But when I started doing my call, she said, hey, listen, Pastor Knox, I'm going to direct everybody to your call. And I invited her on the call tonight. And I just wanted to, me and her to have some dialogue about vacation and about residual income and about this actual being an instrument to help people in the body of Christ, especially clergy, to take control of their financial future. So, Miss Seniza Dusan, were you able to get on the call tonight?
Absolutely, Pastor. I would not have missed this for anything in the world, especially when we talk about kingdom business, and I'm excited about, you in ministry as my personal pastor in this business. You have taught me so much since, your inception in the business and your growth, and so I'm honored to serve alongside you on what I really believe that vacation has become a kingdom assignment. So thank you so much for having me on the call tonight.
Well, man, I'm just so honored. And, I'm honored now. You've gone public. I'm your pastor. And that's just a blessing, and that's a testament to marketplace ministry. The chances, Seniza, of me and you meeting were probably slim, but Vacation Travel has been a vehicle that has introduced me to many people, but especially yourself. And not only are you my business partner, but you called me we were talking the other day, and you said, you're my covering, you're my covenant. I'm in covenant partnership with you, and it just really blessed me. And so, Seniza, with that being said, we're talking about taking control of your financial that pertains to being a bishop and a pastor and a musician or a minister. And we're also talking about residual income. Can you just give us some of your insight as it pertains to taking control of your financial future and residual income as it pertains to this instrument called Vacation Travel?
Pastor, let me say this, because a lot of people in the kingdom don't understand, and of course it's just a simple teaching, but I always talk to my brothers and sisters who are in the kingdom of God, and one of the things that I talk about is those 4 rivers. You know how I love to talk about the Word, and so in the Word, it really outlines that in order for you to have wealth in this world, there are really 4 rivers that have to be the source of our income. And if you just think about the number 4, and you think about the fact that the multiple streams of income. I love how you talked about earlier that we, as in the kingdom, especially in ministry, you cannot depend upon the check, because now you're depending upon the people that are in the ministry, the very people that you're called to serve. And people are fickle, and when the tides turn, they'll go left, they go right. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're having those multiple streams. And I always tell people it's really time that we broke the Bible down into those practical steps that we can apply it. I always tell people that residual income, Pastor, is in fact the 8th wonder of the world. I talk about the 4 rivers. Let's talk about that first river. The first river being called tithing. It is the river that flows around the land of valiance, of gold. Gold signifies wealth, and for us to enjoy wealth in this life, there must be something that brings in a source of income, a lot of income into our life. That is where the witty inventions come from. I think that's really where we birth network marketing. I'll call it a witty invention, where we birth travel, vacation. God sent a visionary to this company who birthed and took something so simple as travel and has created a wealth building machine. And you know what? I always tell people, Christians sometimes can be somewhat lazy. And we've been deemed as being lazy people in the kingdom. But I'm going to tell you something. When God gives you something, when he brings something so simple and ideal, a concept that allows us to multiply this into thousands upon thousands of dollars to further advance his kingdom, well, you know what? I think we are truly living in the land of Havilah today, that land of gold. What do you think about that, Pastor?
Oh, man, that's just absolutely phenomenal. But you said something that was really powerful. You said that, I talked about we can no longer live off, check, and we have to take control of our financial future. But you said when the tides turn, I know that that's a saying that means something else, but when the tides, the TITHS turn, that's amazing. And that's one of the things that happened to me in 2008. Our church was growing, but when the economy, collapsed, the tides turned, and it impacted my financial future. Where we literally almost lost everything that we had, faced in foreclosure. And that's when I began to really take entrepreneurship serious. And Shanaza, there are a lot of pastors and bishops who are at the crossroads of life right now because of the current economy and because of, what's going on with the tides turning. And their financial security is unstable because of the tides turning. But with that still, being evident, Shaniza, there's a lot of people, they won't change, even pastors and bishops, but they won't change. Can you speak to that?
Well, you know what, that leads me to that second river that, people always joke with me because of how I pronounce things, but you're going to bear with me tonight. That river called the Gihon, right? The Gihon River is spread across the land. It talks about the investment. It talks about how you should invest now. Think about this, Pastor. During the time of abundance in Egypt, the Bible says that Joseph spoke to Pharaoh, and he told him that he should save 20%. As we are today, out of the money that we make, we should be investing. The Bible, the tithes only ask for 10%, but they're calling for us to save 20% every month, invested into other streams, deny ourselves, put ourselves under a condition where we're buying the future in our present circumstance. I tell people, let's not stop selling our future, because if we're thinking about it, this is something that we do in kingdom building all the time. We're going to have to travel. The Bible declares that we have to go to and from. We are traveling around the world. We are touching the land. We are healing. So we've got to do more, because if we're dependent upon other people, we've got to. I always told you this morning, it's funny, when I called you this morning, I said, I'm tithing off of what I see in the future. When the tides change, when the tides turn, you've got to understand, you got to give off of what you don't see right now. You've got to give an expectation of what's coming in the future. And there's a responsibility. I'd rather put my trust in God before I ever put my trust in man. He just gave us a vehicle, Pastor, that allows us to go forth and literally set the people free. See, we have to lead by example. The people do what we do, not so much what we say. And if we begin to implement systems like a vacation travel into our ministry, teaching people how to be responsible, how to give above, hear me now, above what even the word calls for, the 10%. We want to be like Joseph told Pharaoh. He said, take the 20%, save it, invest it for your future. Let's not sell our future. Let's go ahead and get what we need now while we have an opportunity that will allow us to solidify our future.
Wow. I'm just loving that tides turning, because the tides are turning. Shanaza, you were talking about the other day that I was speaking prophetically that we're in a time where I just foresee that that there's a shift getting ready to hit in the body of Christ. There are a lot of people, entrepreneurs, and they're getting ready to shift, and they're getting ready to make a transition to pastors who have that entrepreneurial anointing, that entrepreneurial mindset, that entrepreneurial work ethic. How important do you believe that's going to be as it pertains to us moving forth? And even with yourself, you're an entrepreneur, and how important is that for us not just to be preachers, but also to embrace the practice of owning a business? Because in all reality, in the Bible, the only two people that worked for somebody were slaves and soldiers. So, can you address that component?
Interesting enough, it's a lesson that I've had to learn along the way. But again, when I hear people tell me things about the fact that, oh, well, I had a lady one day actually tell me that God meant for her to be poor. And honestly, Pastor, I'm sorry, but I just couldn't agree with that. I couldn't agree that the same father who sits on a hill and has thousands of cattle would need for you to be poor. Like, again, he's given you the very power that you need to create wealth. And so, but it's by the work of your hands. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to get up and you've got to go to work. Here, I had this conversation today down here in Florida, and I told the young lady, I will beat people every single day because my work ethic tells me that I will not stop. I'm going to be the example. You have to have a work ethic. You've got to have an entrepreneurial spirit. You've got to do what you need to do in this season at the end of the day so that people can literally take you to the next level. I've learned you can't be so spiritually minded that you are flat out no earthly good. You've got to be an entrepreneur. That's the only way. If you think about it as a pastor, you're an entrepreneur, but you're on the nonprofit side. But I've listened to people like T.D. Jakes who have multiple businesses, multiple enterprises, and you know what? There are people that will talk about the entrepreneur, and there are people that talk about becoming an entrepreneur. I'd much rather be the person who becomes the entrepreneur. So at the end of the day, work ethic is what it takes to win. And if you're going to work very hard for the kingdom of God, you might as well put the seed in the ground so that you can reap a harvest, so that you won't have to worry about depending upon another tithe as the tithe turns. Pastor?
Wow. That's absolutely awesome. Listen, Shaniza, I want to tie in travel to entrepreneurship. I wrote this down the other day, and I want you to think about this, Shaniza, and those of you on the call. I said this when I was, we've been to London 3 times together, and when I went into London, I was going through customs the last time we was there. They gave me some problems. And because I said I was there to preach, I didn't even think about telling them I was there to do business. But they, I felt like I was getting ready to get some ISIS stuff. But I wrote this down the other day. I said that entrepreneurship is getting ready to be the new avenue for global evangelism and not just global economics. And so, you were there in London. You absolutely killed it. You talked about Go Fish. The people didn't know if they were at a business seminar or if they were at church. But then, we did that on Saturday. But then you went to church with me and heard me preach on Sunday. And the thing I want to talk about, Shaniza, is that we experienced the travel component of this. We experienced the business building component of this, but you also saw me fulfill "Go ye into all the world" and preach the gospel. And can you just speak to how we just was able to, when we were in London, we stayed at a nice hotel. We were in one of the nicest places in the world. You went to Dubai right after that. But we also did business, but we were about our Father's business. We preached the gospel. Souls were impacted. Can you just speak to that, where through this vehicle, through this instrument, we were able not only to take control of our financial future, but we were also able to fulfill the Great Commission. Can you speak to that, Shaniza?
Well, I love that, because here's what I understand. Again, there's the mandate. God said to go out into the land. Go out into the world. And he didn't expect us to get there by horses and chariots. It's going to require that you tap into the industry of travel. You travel to and from. Our Father traveled to and fro. He was out there in the land preaching and teaching and ministering. And you know what? Like you said, there is a shift in the kingdom. I always say this, Pastor, that entrepreneurism is a dangerous word. It's a word, especially when you're thinking about travel. Travel is associated with daredevils and the pioneers in the business world. It's a word that is used to hush whispers in boardrooms and around water coolers. Travel is that word associated with adventure and intrigue, but most of all, it's a word associated with freedom. Travel and freedom has become synonymous in our world. Freedom to be liberated, freedom to preach the gospel, freedom to teach in the marketplace. Because again, I think about my Father in the kingdom, and I know that he went to and from, and he was in the marketplace, he was in the clubs, he was everywhere spreading the gospel. You know what? And he did it in such a way that people weren't offended. It was outside the box. You know what? And I think that's where the lives are changing. People are getting tired of the status quo. They don't like tradition. They want something else. I'm going to tell you, freedom to go to wherever you want, to do whatever you want to do. That's what it means for me, being an entrepreneur in travel, using this vehicle called Paycation, because I have to get to and from. People want to know how they can break free from the struggles, from life, how they can get to the kingdom, how they don't have to be so super holy, spiritual, sanctified, fire-filled, fire-baptized. I was raised in the Church of God in Christ. My father is a pastor. My adopted father is a pastor. So I understand what it means. But tradition is not what is bringing the children of God back into the kingdom today. It is time to get outside the box and use the vehicle that he is giving us in this season to reach masses. And he's doing it on a global level. It's not just Atlanta, Pastor. It's not just Greensboro, North Carolina. It's global. The people in London have the same struggles as the people do right here in the United States. The people in Europe, over in Bulgaria, people around the world, they're all struggling. They're all crying. They're looking for a solution. And you know what? They're looking for leadership. They're looking for the kingdom to do what we are rightfully being called to do, which is lead the people. 40 days, 40 nights. You know what? I really have been studying this whole Exodus piece. And Pastor, I'm telling you, it is time for people to make an exodus from slavery of the mind, slavery of the spirit, slavery of the J-O-B, the journey of the broke, the juggling of the bills, slavery of being aid-dependent and dependent upon people to literally keep you held down and waiting on another man to fulfill your dreams. It's really time to make an exodus into your land of milk and honey. Exodus into the land of financial freedom. That's what people need to be doing. It's time for people to get to Canaan. What do you think about that, Pastor?
Wow, that's absolutely powerful. And you know what, you said Exodus, and that's a great way for us to get ready to wrap this call up, because we cannot end this call and Shaniza not talk about a word that I just absolutely despise, especially as it pertains to, you know, there's some people on the call, bishops, pastors, musicians, ministers, and they're saying, I'm listening, but guess what? They're saying, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. Shaniza, can you address the busy? Because you know I always say busy and broke don't go together. So, I mean, I think a lot of people need to make that exodus out of busy. And, you know, if they're going to experience this financial freedom. So can you just address that busy thought that people may be having? I'm too busy to do this.
You know, it's busy, yes, busy being broke. Let me say this, and I pray that I don't step on toes, but I just feel led in my spirit, and so I'm going to say it. What if God told you he was too busy? I mean, I could literally just hang it up there. What if God said he was too busy to answer your prayers? What if God said he was too busy to fulfill your needs? What if God said he was too busy for you to break free and to help lead you out of the wilderness? Busy is an excuse. At the end of the day, we make time for what's important to us. We find the time. If you knew at the end of the day there was something that you really wanted on the other side and you prayed, and God said, I'm sorry, my child, I'm too busy. I can't respond to you right now. Like, I have to touch and agree with you, Pastor. Busy and broke don't go along. They don't get along, they don't go together, they shouldn't be together. We need to be busy about our Father's business and think not on these little things that come along the way. I believe that there is no such thing as coincidences. Everything has a divine appointment. We have been called for such a time like this. I'm going to tell you, Pastor, I almost was too busy to sit down and listen to this on April of 2010. I almost missed my assignment. I had got down on my knees and I had asked God to give me something because I knew that where I was could not have been the end-all to be-all. And then I know that God not only shook up, made me uncomfortable, unracked my nerves, took me out of that zone, but he put me in a little home-based business. And I almost turned my nose up at it because I was so busy looking for that great J-O-B. And God said, get another one and I will take it away. And I was disobedient the first time. So if you're like me, where I was, and I've been called to the kingdom, I recognize that, but God is doing something different, and he has called me into the marketplace, and that is where my assignment has thrived. That is where I am, because the people need us not to be so busy that we can't serve them. Back to you, Pastor.
Wow. Listen, Shaniza, I just want to thank you. And I know you won't mind me saying this, but, you know, because I obeyed my call to go into the marketplace, and Paycation was just that vehicle, number one, for me to save money on travel, for me to, you know, add additional tax breaks, but then at the same time make money on travel. But more importantly, it allowed me to penetrate a system to let my light shine. See, darkness is the absence of light. And, you know, and I've literally seen my life change and my ministry change, you know, as pertains to this vacation opportunity. People inboxing me, people, you know, hit me up for prayer and different things like that. It's just really opened up a door. But what I'm so proud of and I'm just so excited about is that you, Shaniza, I'm not only Shaniza's business partner, but I'm your pastor. Shaniza pays tithes into my church while she's on the road. I mean, it's just amazing. What's the chances of that taking place? I didn't ask you to do that. That's something that you saw. You called me pastor, but it was this vehicle. It was, you know, this vacation travel opportunity that introduced us. But now I get the privilege of calling you. I get the privilege of covering you, and you know, Brody and I get the privilege of counseling you, and you know, we're just excited about that. So, guys, if you're on this call tonight, listen, it's just time to take control of your financial future. Man, keep preaching the gospel, keep saving souls, keep playing, keep doing what you're doing, keep serving. But if you are invited on this call tonight, it's because somebody wanted to expose you to this instrument called vacation travel, which allows you to take control of your financial future, but it also allows you to build residual income. It allows you to get rid of that excuse of being busy and transition to that lifestyle of being productive. It allows us to make that exodus from not enough to get to that promised land, that Canaan land of more than enough. This is the real deal. It's exciting. We're changing lives spiritually. We're changing lives mentally. We're changing lives financially. We're changing families' lives. So I admonish you, from California all the way to the East Coast, get back with the person that invited you on this call, and they'll tell you how to get started. That's what this thing is all about. We have this call every Thursday night. We have people like Miss Shaniza that's going to come on the call. I got access to even the president of the company, the CEO of the company has been on this call. And that's just a favor that this call has. So we're excited. It's $149.95, $59.95 a month. That's $2 a day. I've never paid that. I've turned a $150 investment into, I can't even go into what it is. It's just phenomenal. So, guys, with that being said, thank you all for being on the call. Once again, get back with the person that invited you on this call and get started ASAP. And Shaniza, I want to thank you. Troy, I want to thank you for hosting the call. Shaniza, thank you for being on the call. God bless. We'll see you at the banks or the beaches of the world. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.